Hey guys, Alec Peirce at the ranch once again with an idea. So here I am in my garage. Now, I have quite a few power tools, as we all do. Power tools are wonderful. And I take good care of my stuff. You may have gathered that already. I have a lot of stuff that's old and it's perfect. One thing I do with all my power tools is I keep them covered. You see? So my grinder, my buffer, my coping saw, my sanders are all covered all with plastic, so that every stage, and you see my drill press up there, I keep a plastic cover on it. It all stays really, really good. What I really want to talk about today, though, is not so much the fact that I keep them in good condition, but a table saw that my dear wife Diana purchased for me a good number of years ago. Oh, I got it probably 5 or 6 years ago. Now, I had looked at it and I liked it, and I said, dear, this is what I'd like for Christmas, and she got it for me. It wasn't cheap, but she got it from me. And I've used it quite a bit. Now, table saw is one of those weird power tools. It's not quite the same as a drill. You know, you pick a drill up, and you drill, and you put it away. A table saw is a bit of a nuisance because it's big, it's usually heavy, and it sticks out in the middle. If you look at most workshops, woodworking workshops, the table saw pretty much occupies the biggest area of the room. Usually it's big. And it's a nuisance because certainly for me, although I use a table saw pretty frequently, I don't use it every day. I don't use it every week. It could go a month without being used. And all that time it's sitting there in the middle of the garage. You got to move it to drive the truck in or the tractor. You know, table saw is a bit of a nuisance. So I saw this table saw. I said, hey, that could work really, really well. Let me show it to you. This is my table saw. And you're saying, of course, that's not a table saw. That's a piece of wood. You're right. One of the things I did with my table saw is I made a worktop for it. I even labeled it. Look, it's Kevin, table saw worktop. And I put wheels on it so I know which way this fits, and it sits right on. Now, this is handy, because what you need in a workshop is lots of horizontal space. Lay things, maybe to work on them. So let's take off the top. Take off the top, and there's my plastic cover. It's just a plastic bag. There's no big deal. Take that off, too. And there's my table saw. Now, you're going to say, that's a weird-looking table saw. Where's the table? Well, let me show you. And this is why I like this table saw so much. It's out of the way. When I need it, it is a good table saw. It's not professional quality. This is not a $3,000 table saw with micro precision, 1 millimeter cuts and all that kind of stuff. But for normal building, birdhouses, other projects that I'm using, and accurate cutting of all kinds of wood and so on, it's perfect. Okay, watch. You ready for this, Kevin? Here we go. Tip it back a little bit. Drag it on out of there. Let's bring it over to here, like so. How do you use it? Really very simple. Red lever, turn the red lever, pull the wheel out, go like that. If it's not exactly where you want it, pick this end up and move it to exactly where you want it. Just that easy. Plug the cord in, which winds up on the back. Up-a-doo, you got a cord. If you're working indoors and you don't want to get sawdust all over your workshop, it comes with a really big bag, snaps on to the exhaust. If you're using it outside, you don't need that. If you have a dust collector system in your workshop, it connects right onto there. Just that easy. And from this point on, it's a pretty standard table saw. Height adjustment. Angle adjustment is very, very easy on this saw. You want to change the angle of the blade. There you go. Changes the angle. Just that easy. The guide sits right in there. Put it on. It's the easiest thing in the world. Hook it on back there. Snap this down. A little magnifying glass. You can see all the measurements. Everything goes away very compactly. This is not a big table saw, but watch. Using a big board, you got to cut a 4x8 sheet. Now you got a fairly big board. The surface on this table saw is not cast iron. I don't really know what it is. It's a very, very strong, very heavy metal, and it has a ceramic coating of some sort. Very slippery, very easy to put wood through this table saw. I really, really like it. The biggest thing, of course, that I'm trying to show you is how convenient it is. I want to show you one more small feature. You see on the back there, Kevin? The blade storage? Right down there. 6 blades. There's room on there for 6 blades, including dado blades, whatever else you may want. Let's get this out of the way. Put that back over there. Put that down. Just that easy. Beautiful. And once again, when you finish your job for the day, take off the guide. Take off the slather, and of course they go away in their own place. Whoop, now where am I going? I gotta go here. See, I don't use it that often. That's why it's so handy. Lift this, flip that, wheels snap in, put her away. I love it. I love my wife. And I tell her regularly, I love you, dear, as much as my table saw. Anyway, it's just a thought. Now, a lot of different companies make these table saws. This is a Bosch, made in Germany. So it's pretty good quality. I like Bosch tools. I have a few of them. But all the major companies make them, DeWalt and Mastercraft. They all make a similar table saw. I really like this. It's solid, wheels are big, and it's a great table saw. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. If some of you guys are thinking about getting a new table saw or your first table saw and you really don't have room for it, you're worried, there's not enough room in my garage for a table saw. You're right. Unless there's one like this. Just a thought to share it with you. Every time I use this, I pull it out and I say, gosh, this thing is so handy. I really got to share it with the guys on my channel. That's what I've done. Questions or comments or ideas, let me know. Hope that was worthwhile. Take care. Alec, Peirce at the ranch.